Hi guys, welcome to Co-Parenting with a Narcissist 101. I'm Kate. Thank you guys for joining me and welcome to all my subscribers. So today we're going to talk about co-parenting with a narcissist and expectations. Now we know expectations is what gets us every time. We expect people to act the way we will act in certain situations, and when that does not happen, we're disappointed. We give place high expectations on certain people, that when that does not happen, we get disappointed. And of course, we get disappointed, you get sad, and you get miserable about it. So when co-parenting with a narcissist, this actually becomes imperative that you do not have any high expectations. Matter of fact, your expectations should be very low. And this is because these are self-centered, selfish people, for one. So at any point in time, they're going to choose them. At any point in time, they're going to look out for them first. At any point in time, they cannot step outside the circle that does not have anything to benefit them to look at you or the children. So yes, nothing interferes with this whole self-centeredness. Nothing breaks that circle. So having an expectation that you have as a co-parent with these people is going to get you into trouble. Not only is going to get you into trouble, it's going to not only get you into trouble, but get them fueled, because you being disappointed obviously creates some kind of discomfort for you, which in turns makes them happy, because now they're able to rearrange your thoughts and how you feel. So when it comes to co-parenting with a narcissist, you have to have your expectation at the barest minimum. Unfortunately, they'll leave off your reaction. If you give it to them. So, and this obviously will happen when you place the expectation on them to deliver, and of course they drop the ball intentionally every single time, because now you're going to get angry. You're going to say some things, and they are, they get their supply, they get their fuel, they might engage with the back and forth, and, which, they're enjoying this, so expect them to drop the ball every time when it comes to co-parenting with the children. So, for example, let's say, for school, you have the, what do they call those things? The parent-teacher conference. They have to meet with the teachers. Best believe, if you have that, I think they give you time. That's how they do it. They normally give you a time slot that you can take out, which one you want to come to or not. So if you take out those times, or even if you ask the narcissist, are you, if they can go, or maybe you go, since you guys don't want to sit together, if that's not what you prefer, it's not really necessary, at least as long as one parent is there. And so let's say you you present this as, the times or whatever. Are you going to go? And they say, oh, sure, I'll go, whatever. It's in your best interest to, even if they took out that time, they accepted that request of Wednesday, 2:30 to 4:30, whatever time frame that they get, that you make alternative arrangement. If you're going to work, you might want to schedule ahead of time that you might get to leave early to do this, or you schedule to get to leave early from work, or if you're not working, you make that time available, sort of, to be, for you to be available at that time, or if there's you find out if there's an option of rescheduling, for as you get to that day, so that if in the event that they don't show up, which, swear to God, this has happened, that you have your plan in place so that you can still do this. You're expecting them to keep to this time is probably not going to happen. And this has happened with the case of my kids, where last minute, or the night before rather, he's not going to be able to make something that he already booked 2 weeks in advance. And of course, I'm not surprised. I'm not scrambling. Guess what? Because I already planned to take off work on that. I already told them at work that I might leave on this date between this time, So you send that out there, they send that message out there to you. This and this is happening, hoping that you go off, about, planning. What are you going to do? This wasn't planned or whatever. But yeah, you send no response, because no response is actually a response. Why? Because you already planned ahead. You don't expect much. Matter of fact, you're surprised that if they go through with it. So you plan ahead. As a plan, expect them not to follow up with plans with the children. That's for sure. Expect that to happen. Expect them to disappoint the children. You expect that, all the plans that they laid out with the kids, this and this is going to happen, that and that is going to happen. That's wonderful. They can plan that. But if there's a way for you to have your backup plan in place for this, or at least prepare the children. It has happened so many times in my case that the kids don't even believe it. He says, they talk, he calls and talk about it, and they're like, yeah, that sounds good, wonderful. And immediately the phone hangs up. Then one of them is like, oh no, he's not going to do it. And while I feel, in the beginning I feel sad about it, because I feel like, they feel like they're disappointed and all that stuff. But it seems like they've, made it okay for themselves, where if it happens, great. But if it doesn't happen, that's it. Because immediately they hang up the phone, they're like, oh, that's not going to happen. And everybody, they go back to whatever it is you're doing. There's no discussion. So they've already seen whatever it is that he says that he's not going to put through with it. And I'd rather them have it that way than him have them sit by the door, holding their hands, waiting, and then he doesn't show up over and over and again, and they still keep waiting, for this to happen. So even them have put the expectation low where the narcissist is concerned. Expect them not to follow through with, like a child is sick and you send them over there, they're visiting, and you're like, okay, this is a medication for the child. They take this between 2 and 3 or whatever, 5 ml, give it to them at this time. Expect that not to happen. And to prepare for that, you have to, either show the kids or call around the time that it's supposed to take them to remind them to take them. Because I'm telling you, just in my case as well, it never happens. So I pretty much teach them from here. And like my kids are older, depending on how your kids are, they can actually, do this. But if they're old, it might call them around that time to remind them, make sure you take this, because the narcissist won't. Like I said, it has happened where no, he did not give them a medication that is, one of them was on antibiotics. It skipped the time, because I was expecting that, you give the medication, wrote on it, wrote emails, sent out the instructions, the times that it will follow through. No, that didn't happen. They can't really look outside of themselves that long for that to happen, or care enough for that long to happen, because obviously if you have a sick child, you are unconsciously watching out, paying more attention to that child because they're sick, not the narcissist. So expect them to try to mess up your line of communication with the children. What do I mean by that? Let's say you call them in my case, like I called them on, he set up a landline as well after I set up the landline, which is wonderful. And for in the beginning, for several every other couple of weekends after that, he would either disconnect the phone, or he would turn the volume off so that when I call, it will ring, and they wouldn't the kids wouldn't, because they wouldn't hear it, you know. So, and this happened a couple of times. So when the kids come back, you're like, "Oh, mom, you didn't call," like, well, I did. I called, and I bring up my phone. I say, "Well, look here." They see it that I called. You show them that you called, because this will happen. And when they're leaving, because I'm assuming that, this sequence will this thing that he's doing will continue. I tell the kids, okay, that's how I establish the time of calling them. I'm gonna call you Saturday around 10:30. Whenever they visit, around 10:30, I'm gonna call you guys. If you don't get it, please know that I called you. Because when you come home, I'm gonna show you that I called you around that time if you guys didn't hear the phone. Of course, this happened a couple of times. Then he kind of gave up doing it, because what he expected from you is for you to hop on that email, or however it is you communicate, and go off, attack him, or pretty much be mad about it, which is what he's expecting. So when he could not get that from me, I didn't follow up. I didn't call to ask. I didn't even, I wasn't even mad about, with the children when I was playing it, because, like I said, expectation as we go is below zero. So nothing surprises you. And, once you set it at ground level with these people, nothing to do. Surprise, you don't count. You make plans after you made plans with them, because they will intentionally mess up the plans so that they will get the fuel that they want from you. They get the supply they want from you in terms of anger, disappointment, frustration. They will do the most just to get that little 5 minutes, 10 minutes of supply from you. They'll mess up the whole thing, disappoint whoever they need to disappoint, mess up the kids' plan. Nothing, it doesn't matter. So once you put your expectation with these people, below zero, you realize you're not going to get their rise out of you when they eventually do what they do, because they will do what they do. You're not going to be frustrated because you're complete control of your mind, because guess what? Your mind is prepared already that this is going to, the likely probability of this happening was high. And it has happened. Okay, what was my next plan? They're going to disappoint the children, that's for sure. Expect that. Expect that they're not going to follow up on any kind of instructions or medication when the child is sick or whatever. No, they're not going to do that. Expect that they might interrupt your line of communication with the children when they visit away from your house. Expect that. So, co-parenting with these people automatically means it's mandatory that you will keep your expectations low. That's it. So that way you won't get disappointed, you won't get frustrated, you're not gonna get mad, you're not gonna get because I don't expect much from you. How much can you expect from a 3-year-old? You already know how a 3-year-old is gonna act. So if he starts throwing temper tantrums at Walmart, you're not shocked, because when you walked into that store and there's this candy all over the place, that definitely they might flip. So when that does happen, you already know what to do. It's not a surprise. You're not standing there in shock. Like, you dealing with narcissists, keeping the expectation low means that before they even make the move, you already seen it. Because you already know what direction they're coming from. And these people are so predictable. If you keep, studying about this stuff, is they're so predictable that yes, they can. It's almost like they can't help themselves from coming from the same direction every single time. They really can't. So once you see that you place the expectation low, prepare that all this might happen. Again, it comes down to what we said. You are the only parent. You are the only parent. You parent that you like you're the only parent. The other person that you're supposedly in this boat with you is playing games. And you don't have time for games. You have kids to raise. So you keep expectations low when you're co-parenting with a narcissist. That's it. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Remember, keep your, get your mind right, and everything has to fall into place. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. All right. Take care.